Excuse me. Alright guys, welcome to the channel. This is just a video following on from my mythology and Thor and God and Jesus video that I've done. It was just something I missed out really. I'll just go straight into it. Basically when I was talking about it was telling me a narrative. Look, and I was mentioning like animals concealing the mouths, like it seemed like they were concealing the mouths or horses or whatever it was at the time. I also feel like that narrative at one point. I think it was after I come back from my walk, what I was talking about with my dad kind of thing, and I was saying things sort of thing. It was telling me a narrative and stuff, and like this is about the Garden of Eden and stuff. Well, part of that narrative, it was also talking about, in a roundabout way, not specifically, but I felt like it. Well, it kind of was quite specifically actually at the time. It was something I had on the TV at the time, but it was talking about dragons and stuff. And yeah, when I was in hospital, there was a guy who was kind of a bit strange looking, and he the way he looked, it reminded me of a dragon. I know that probably sounds crazy, but it was just the way he kind of like stooped and stuff like that. He reminded me of a sounds really bad, but yeah, he just reminded me of a dragon kind of thing, and just at times like that was the kind, and like because I was ill at the time, I felt like he was kind of saying in a roundabout way that he was a dragon sort of thing at times. That's what it seemed like. Now it's going to sound really crazy to people, but this is just what I was experiencing when I was a lot more unwell sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, I had a lot of problems when I come out of hospital, like a lot of warfare and stuff, and I didn't know what to I didn't understand the warfare at the time. I didn't even understand it was warfare. Like I just thought I was finding out stuff about the world and stuff. But yeah, I didn't know what to make of it or how to deal with it at the time. I was going without sleep and everything, trying to like, I don't know what I was trying to do, because I had a belief in, obviously, I guess, mythology. Because of my experience, what I talked about to do before, I kind of believed in him temporarily. But yeah, quickly learned that Thor was not going to help me in this situation, well, in any situation, and that he was a false god basically. Over time I learnt that, and I learnt that God and Jesus were the truth sort of thing, in my eyes at least. And from what reading in between the lines and everything, for everything I've experienced and learnt and everything through living life and through reading and stuff. So yeah, so my whole focus changed in the end. Like my whole mindset changed. I started believing in God and Jesus sort of thing. But for a while I didn't know what to believe in kind of thing. But anyway, because I was experiencing this really intensive warfare, like, and everything, yeah, I'd obviously seen things to do with dragons and stuff, and I was a bit worried that a dragon was kind of like causing me problems. That's what I realised was the devil now, sort of thing. But this is what I was worried about at the time. And yeah, what else can I say? Yeah, I started looking up on kind of like, I guess you'd say, started typing in about dragons and stuff, and I got led to like a kind of like, I don't know if it was like a page to do with druids or wizards and all sorts of stuff like that, witchcraft basically. And I I think I joined the site or posted on the site and asked about dragons, and someone basically said they're an ancient creature full of wisdom and they're no threat to you most time anyway, or something like that. So I thought that's interesting, but I don't know what to do about this. I'm having all this warfare that I didn't know was warfare, all this real tough going problems in life that I didn't understand or didn't know why I was experiencing it. And yeah, so after they told me that, I didn't really know what to do, but I stupidly I bought books on witchcraft and I was reading only really light stuff. It was nothing heavy, like it was just like more white witchcraft, I'd say, what they call white witchcraft, to do with the elements and stuff. But really there's no white witchcraft, it's all really bad, I found out. But I also looked up some, I guess you could say spells to do with dragons and stuff, like spells basically online, and I was actually reciting the spells, but well, I stopped actually. I think I recited some of the spell. I don't think I said it all, but some of it. But I could have said it all. I can't really remember, to be honest. But anyway, it didn't go down well because I visited my dad in hospital. And I think it was to do with Lilith, I think, if anyone's familiar with Lilith. Yeah, so it didn't go down very well, sort of thing, because I visited my dad in hospital. And yeah, like someone I knew who knew a bit about Lilith, they told me a story like to do with, what was it? Something about making a barren or something, wouldn't give her a kid or something like that, and turned her into a vampire or something, or a demon or something mad like that. I don't know what the story was, but I don't know if it was the devil telling me that story, using someone as a vessel at the time or what. I really don't know, but yeah, but anyway, I said this spell to do with dragons kind of thing, or Lilith, or whatever, whichever it was, and or maybe it was one of Lilith's spells, like, to do with dragons, like, and yeah, basically I went to visit my dad because he was in hospital, he was unwell with different things at the time, and yeah, like, it didn't go very well because when I was sat with my dad, I seen, like, a woman come over to us, and it was like I was seeing things, like I was very paranoid, like I felt a weird vibe about my brother and my dad, like I couldn't trust them, and it was just a really weird vibe. And the nurse, like, it was like I seen like a shadow basically. I don't even know if it was the nurse or it was like a shadow, but it, like, the jaw opened like really big, and it was like I thought I saw fangs, and it looked like I guess a vampire, but not just any vampire. It was like something really, really, really dark and scary. Like, it was like I thought it was gonna eat me. I really did at the time. I was terrified, absolutely terrified from this vision, these visions I had from it to do with it. But yeah, I was really scared. Like, I left the hospital and I was like, and I thought back about that spell and I thought, was it to do with that? And looking back, I think it was, to be honest, but it was just, it scared the hell out of me, to be honest. Yeah, but anyway, that was just for a moment in time, like, but yeah, anyway, I quickly realised, well, I was visiting a city centre, basically, a certain city centre, and yeah, there was a guy up there, like, I got talking to him, like, he was, yeah, I guess, he was an interesting character, like, he was like a Jamaican man, but he was like, he wore like a long coat, and he had like a teardrop under his eye. He looked really, I guess he was quite scary looking. But yeah, I got talking to him. I think maybe he asked me for some change, and I gave him a bit of change or something, and he started talking to me, and I started talking to him, and yeah, like he was basically telling me like when I told him I was telling him what I was going through at the time, because I didn't really care, because I was like just so scared and like fearful and paranoid and ill, I guess. Do you know what I mean? And he basically said to me, I don't know whether it was God using him, or what he found, what he'd experienced himself, or what, or God using him as a vessel, or what, I don't know. But he like yeah, he said he basically told me to get rid of all the books on witchcraft, to burn them, or to like, no, he didn't say burn them. He says don't burn them. He says put them in a black bag and put them out. Like, put them, I think he might have said burn them. I think he did say burn them actually, but I didn't burn them. But I put them in black bags and got rid of them basically, or all of them. I cleared. He says make sure you get rid of all of them, because if you don't, you're gonna have problems. So that's what I done. Like, I got rid of every single one of them, put it in black bags and put it out for the bin man, and I was so glad I did, because after that I seemed to not have any problems to do with that really. I mean, there was other items in my place to do with Tai Chi and stuff like that, and martial arts, like, and in those books it talks about God, like to do with Muay Thai. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, and talking about gods or other gods and stuff, like not other gods, but talking about gods basically, like Chinese gods and stuff. And so yeah, like eventually I got rid of all that stuff as well. Got rid of everything that could possibly open doors to the devil and the occults basically, and of like, and other gods and stuff like that, false gods, obviously. Well, I believe they are, because I believe in God and Jesus. But yeah, so I got rid of all that stuff. Yeah, but shout out to him, because he helped me a lot. He's probably not gonna ever see this video, but yeah, at the time he really helped me. So thank you for that, mate. Thank you a lot. That's all I can say. Do you know what I mean? So shout out to him, and I'm not gonna name him. I do know his name, but I'm not gonna say his name. What? Thank you anyway. I really did appreciate what you told me at the time. So yeah, I hope he's doing well now. That's all I got to say on that. Yeah. What else? Tai Chi. What else can I talk about? Tai Chi, I guess. Yeah, I got rid of the stuff on Tai Chi, because yeah, it was talking about like energy and the Tai Chi movements. If anyone's familiar with Tai Chi, I started doing it in hospital the one time. I was quite interested in it. I liked it and stuff. The martial arts side of it, and the movement, or the meditation side of it, movement meditation sort of thing. I quite liked it. I learnt it a bit in hospital, or a little bit of it in hospital, and I wanted to get good at it, but I quickly learnt that some of the stuff to talk about kind of very much reminds me of the occult and stuff, and I guess, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, for sure, but I felt like the devil was using it against me, kind of thing. I was, like, trying to learn it, and I was okay learning it to a point, the movements and stuff, but when it comes to the meditation and the energy side of things, like gathering energy and stuff, I just, I couldn't really do it, and despite watching videos on it, I don't know if that was the devil stopping me, or I just couldn't do it, but for whatever reason it didn't really work. And yeah, and also it kind of, like I say, it kind of, when I read the stuff they talk about in the books, it kind of reminds me of the occult and stuff. And like it even talks about like the dead and like kind of like floating and stuff. Like it reminded me of vampires and stuff. It was the whole thing. Just it's yeah. The books I had, like, they weren't. Yeah, it just didn't feel right to me, and I felt like the devil was using it against me, and sort of like I felt like the devil I felt like it was basically devil inspired, or like, yeah, I I just didn't buy it. Basically, I didn't buy any of it really. In the end, I didn't. I did for a while, but in the end, I really didn't. And I thought it might work to a point if the devil allows it to work. But why would you want to learn Tai Chi and get really good at the movements and everything, and even gain energy to like fight people or fight entities or whatever, when like you can't fight fallen angels. They're far too powerful for humans. Do you know what I mean? If they can change the weather and turn staffs into snakes, like I've talked about in my previous videos, and make stars fall from the sky, then angels can do all this. And like fallen angels, they're angels, so they've got those powers as well. So yeah, how can you fight that with kung fu? Do you know what I mean? It's just it's a movement meditation. It's just not possible. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I had some Tai Chi DVDs from some grandmaster from Japan I think it was from China even, that I spent a load of money on and stuff. I watched quite for quite a bit back in the day, but I only recently, I forgot I had them actually, and I only probably about few weeks ago got rid of them, or maybe a month ago got rid of them. So that's probably not been good for me, because it opens up doors to things, I believe. So yeah, but they're all gone now at my place, and I think I've got rid of everything that I need to get rid of now, like to do with anything, false gods, your cults, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is just a quick video on quite a few different things I've covered actually. Yeah, don't know what else to talk about. I think the video is long enough, so yeah, that's all I want to cover for today. So I hope this helps someone, or bless someone in some way, or just help someone, or open someone's mind up or eyes to something, to different things. Yeah, to do with witchcraft, Tai Chi, all of it really. From my experience, this is what I want to pass on to other people, so they can learn from my mistakes and my errors. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Feel free to subscribe or comment if you want to. Till the next time, God bless. Much love. Bye.